It is awesome.
This music is soothing to me.
It kind of wicked.
Now, there's no scratching.
We haven't done that yet.
Wickety wick,
We've
wick,
all-
wick, wick.
Wickety wick. Wickety wick, 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 wick.
No.
No,
Just
he's
stop.
got that shit down.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, we've always done that.
No.
He's got wickety, wicky, wicky,
Wickety wick.
Yip, 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 yip.
Dude, that's like
And we are killing it. Welcome to the
Euphemisms.
second half
our
of
podcast.
of the January 11th. I had to
It's
think. I
January.
really had to think
I
about
don't
it.
think about it.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, whoa, dude.
All right, so we were talking about the playoff games. We were talking about
great NFL weekend. Fantastic.
So what I did is my daughter's birthday. Went out to dinner. Went
Nice.
to Papa Do's.
Which one?
Malin.
did you
She's
get
The oldest?
25.
Did you get some crab
25. Your oldest.
or some langostinos?
I'm sure some of that was in the
reflect on
play.
that.
Yeah, no, really.
Your oldest child is a quarter of a century old.
Yeah, thank you.
What an old fuck you are.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
Fuck off.
All right, so you splurged.
So we
Yours
went
isn't
out,
far behind.
we went out to go
I
eat, and
know.
I invited my in-laws, and I invited my parents, and
Okay.
I think my dad showed up. My mom got she hurt a foot or something. She couldn't show up. My brother, whatever. So my dad was there. It was Oscar and Rosemarie was there, and then my brother-in-law and my wife's sister Desiree and Wes, and we were all sitting at one table, and which was great. Worked out great because we
Absolutely.
the Papa Do's couldn't accommodate super large parties for some stupid reason.
Right.
You know, you think with the amount of money and how busy they are, they would really
COVID.
work on that shit. But they are. They're always busy. I tell you what, Papa Do's is slammed every day.
Yeah.
Every day. It's crazy. And good for them. But
It's like a novelty. I think
It's
it's
a
more of a
seafood
novelty
restaurant.
than
It's a seafood
it is.
restaurant.
I think, is it a
But it's good.
novelty or is it just that good?
No, it's not a novelty. It's a seafood restaurant. There's
I
not
mean,
a
it's
ton
But
of.
fucking
is it
food.
that good is what I'm
No.
saying.
it's good.
That's what I mean by novelty.
I mean, it's good. It's
it's
better
like-
than Red
okay.
Lobster.
So-
Everybody thinks
They
if
have
you're
the
going to go
novelty.
to a nice seafood
it
restaurant,
is
you
like
got to go
Red
to
Lobster.
Papa
Red Lobster has their novelties too. You know,
Yeah.
they've got the traditional
It's better than Red Lobster.
Boston's. Oh my God, what is the beer? Boston Lager. Okay.
Sam Adams.
Three
Sam
Kings.
Adams, thank you.
Three
They got the
Kings.
Samuel Adams, and they usually have a traditional seasonal stuff. My point is that the Papa Do's is the same way. They've got like a voodoo or some bullshit like
Well, it's
that.
Cajun-y, right? Isn't
It's
it supposed to be a
Cajun-y. It's from-
Cajun-y seafood?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Kind of a- kind of a
it's good.
flair to it.
It
it's
is good. It
It's
is good.
expensive.
Yeah.
And you know, and I'm not. I'll tell you what. Honestly, when I was sitting down there and I was looking at the drinks, the specialty drinks that everybody was looking at, that I was thinking I'm gonna have to pay for, and I'm looking down the list and I'm thinking, oh, look at that, 15, 18, 19, 20, 25, 22 dollars for one fucking specialty drink.
Yep.
Right.
Minimum
like-
of 3 each.
Right.
Do the
And
math
I'm
on
like-
that one.
I'm
Cha-ching,
like
cha-ching,
thinking,
cha-ching.
fuck. Am
And
I
now you're almost your
Ching.
entire family is of age to drink, so it's like
Yeah.
multiplies.
I mean,
There
part
you
of me
go.
doesn't care at all, and the other part of me is kind of like, I don't care. I actually, all of me doesn't care at all. The only thing I'm worried about is how much can my credit card fill.
What's my limit?
As long as my shit's
Hold on.
covered.
So you paid the whole bill for
No,
everyone?
no. It was divided up.
Just your family.
It was divided up. Actually, me and Wes basically split the bill.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's
ish.
cool.
Actually, that's not true, but for the sake of this conversation, we'll just say it.
All right.
You know,
That's
I basically took my family, cut it in half, and he took his family, cut it in half. So whatever.
Gotcha.
Whatever. I don't care.
That works.
But the point is, we went out and we were talking about the. We were having a
NFL.
good time. It's Malin's birthday, and
Yeah.
my dad was there, and I was like, and we just got on the conversation of the Cowboys. I was like, "Fuck, man, how much are tickets to go to the playoff games?" I've never gone to a playoff game. I've been to plenty of Cowboy games. I mean,
Right.
not in the new stadium, but for like the old Dallas, Texas, and Irving, Texas.
Right.
I've been to
Texas Stadium is that what they called it?
the
Yeah,
Texas
Texas
Stadium.
Right.
I've been to 20 games there. I would feel comfortable saying 20.
There you go.
You know,
They imploded that And built what on it?
Nothing. A
Nothing.
parking lot.
Nothing. Great.
Yeah, it's
Fantastic.
empty right now.
All right.
Yeah, it's a cesspool.
They should have kept it for a high school stadium, unless there were construction problems with it.
I don't know.
I
They
don't
should have
think
kept
there
it for.
was.
They should have kept it for a frickin' high
there-
school stadium.
There were no reasons why they needed to take that apart. None. Because it was completely functional.
It could have been an Irving school.
Maybe there
stadium.
were a lot of rare metals in it.
Um,
Maybe
This
they
was built.
maybe
When
they
was this built?
harnessed
1970.
maybe they harvest the asbestos and
you know,
turned it
if
into
anything, I would feel comfortable saying that. I
Yeah.
would say there, as far as the building materials go, there may be some asbestos stuff going on in there. As far as like the duct work, as far as maybe some of the tile work,
Some capper.
but there is a tremendous amount of concrete there. You know, I was there when they were deconstructing it. You know, when I say deconstructing, I'm talking about like ripping the fucking seats out.
No, they imploded it.
well, they ripped the
you're
seats
talking-
out first and sold
Yeah,
the seats.
they ripped out everything.
sold them. Very nice.
Oh,
Like,
dude, I was
do you
there.
want a piece of Cowboys history?
Correct.
I
Do you
was,
want when they won like
Paul,
one Super Bowl?
I was there. I happened to be in one of the Crown Royal suites. Like, if you have Jerry
what
Jones,
an asshole.
if you
didn't
were
invite
in
us.
Jerry Jones' suite, I was the one counterclockwise.
I've never been
one.
in Jerry Jones's suite.
No, just if you can imagine where Jerry Jones' suite is, I
right.
was the one counterclockwise one.
So were
Alright.
you escorted out
For
that
the
night?
sake, no.
Did you
For
bring
the-
a
For
smuggler's
the
delight?
sake of this podcast, I'm not going to mention who the
Here's
name
Jerry
of it is.
Jones going,
But I was there in a
who's
professional
the fool
capacity.
squirting peach whiskey in
the
his mouth
owner
next
of
to
that
me?
unit had we were already doing work for this person,
Yes.
and we were there's a designer actually when you go to these stadiums and you purchase a suite, you can
Mhm.
basically dress it out any way you want.
Sure.
You can put anything you want.
And you get hot dogs for free.
You can
Stripper poles?
You do you want a stripper pole in there? Bam, stripper pole. Bam. You can do anything you want in
Hold
your
on.
suite.
Come on. You get a stripper pole?
You don't get a stripper pole. If you choose to purchase a stripper pole and install it in there, you can do that because it's your suite. You can do
Will
whatever
they
you want.
supply the stripper?
They will.
Hold on. Was there a stripper pole in your suite?
There was not a stripper pole in my suite,
Were there strippers?
and I don't think that they will supply a. I don't think that's part of the food and beverage venue.
Then why would you bring up a stripper pole?
I wasn't. Jeff brought up the stripper pole.
You did.
I did.
He did.
I threw the kink in the.
Do they have a stripper
Fence.
pole? Let's
Anywho.
hold on. Let's
So,
rewind.
here we are. We are
Do they have a stripper pole?
uninstalling. So the owner
Do
of
they
the
have a
unit,
stripper pole?
she was she owns this really nice house, and she
Unbelievable.
has a
Were they
guest
all
house
nude?
behind her house.
Strippers.
Were
And
they
she was
all
like,
nude?
"Hey, look, I spent a tremendous amount of money on the cabinets that we installed in the Texas Stadium suite. They've been there for 10 years. I spent a fortune on the wood
Mm-hmm.
that goes in there. It's a very rare wood, you know.
Zebra.
And
It's
a
teak.
It's a hickory.
No, it's teak.
No, it's a hickory.
It's Egyptian teak
It is not. It is a hickory.
purple
from Easter
heartwood.
Island.
And it is a, it
It's
was a
Easter
difficult
Island
wood to get.
hardwood teak.
And I went up there and I took a team of guys and we uninstalled the cabinets and we brought them back to.
We could use it for the CNC. You should
Yeah,
have thought
exactly.
forward.
Do you have
I-
any idea how much we could have paid for that?
Man,
Or
we
the
would have saved a
charge for that.
tremendous amount of money. So while I'm up there and I've got the guys uninstalling stuff and I'm putting them on carts and stuff, I'm looking at the amount of labor that they have out in the stadium, just bolting these
Chairs.
Seats
these
that-
chairs,
Seats.
the
Yeah.
auditorium chairs.
that
the-
thousands of people have farted on
does it matter?
and
Oh.
sharded.
Dude, seriously.
Butt smears.
Oh man,
Oh,
they
We got
were
tampon leakage.
I bet there's just
wow.
Yeah, that's a little.
Jesus, you
What
gotta
happened?
take it too. So, anyways, I'm looking.
A little bit of bleedage.
I am looking over the edge because they have removed the windows
Bleedage.
of our suite at the time, and I'm looking over out the edge, and I'm like, I see stacks of chairs. Okay,
Uh-huh.
and they're in bundles of 4, and I'm thinking,
Perfect. Perfect for your living room.
I can carry those. I'm
No one would
not.
question it. You just walk it out.
I'm not fucking Thor.
that was when you were in good shape.
I was in a lot better shape.
Oh hell yeah!
I could have jumped over that side. I could have grabbed him, and I was on the fence. I almost did it, and right before I was about to leap over the wall, which would have been totally doable because the people were gone forever.
Right.
They would and they laid them out.
Oh,
laid them out.
and you were listening to the.
Well, they were gone forever, so I was literally because I was like, "All right, guys, you got the cart ready?" They got the cart ready. You got the moving blankets ready because we're moving out cabinets.
Oh, you're gonna cover the
Oh
chairs
yeah,
with
dude!
the
This was a don't. This was awesome.
Sean Cruz.
Yes.
So it was. It
That is
didn't happen.
Awful. That is awful.
So
you know
as soon
why?
as I-
It didn't happen because Sean Cruz sucks.
No, I
He
sucked
didn't pull the
because
trigger.
Yeah, you're
As
like,
soon as
you're
I-
like, oh my God, there's somebody
it
coming
was
out of
like
the bathroom.
1, 2, 3, jump, and then it was like 1, 2. Hey guys, we're coming through here. I was like, oh, it's completely deflated. And then was all of a sudden there was like 15 guys in front of me, and they were like, they started working again.
And
I
some
was
FBI
like,
agents as well. They were swarming the place.
dude, I could have, but you know what?
No, you.
I
couldn't.
have Couth.
No, you did because you were
There
going
are
to do
small
it.
amounts.
You know what?
There are
Do you-
small amounts of Couth. But
do you
I
ever
did.
notice?
I
do you
did
ever notice
organize
that
it.
Couth means different things in different stories?
Yes.
Do you ever notice that, Jeff?
No.
I've heard Couth probably about 8 times since I've met Sean.
Oh my!
And-
No, Couth means
Couth
I have
has
certain morals.
It has a different application depending on the story. I mean, are you with me on this one?
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
we're gonna have to go back and listen to
We'll
what
listen.
Couth, the
Is it-
application.
So how much?
of
How much
Couth-
did those seats go for?
Oh, dude, seriously, I don't know. Long story short, I don't know.
No.
I did a couple years ago, but I don't remember because it's not even a thing anymore. But they were like, it was
2 for $1.
it was expensive. I mean, people were like selling those, and they were doing like
Auctions.
lotteries and things for them, and it was kind of fun. But I mean, I could have grabbed a couple, and it would have been so easy to do.
Were they
And
single chairs or rows of 4?
They were rows of 4 because they were all connected,
Right.
and they were metal. They were old school metal,
Yeah, the
Old school
old flip
metal.
down seats and everything.
man.
So why didn't you wait until they left?
Well,
You panicked.
no,
You didn't have Couth.
no, I didn't have patience.
Oh.
It didn't really mean that much to me. It was just one of those things like,
Those,
hey,
the opportunity was there.
Except that when you went through like an hour of planning to grab them.
I didn't plan it for an hour. This was like,
like, listen,
automatic.
I need you to have the
We're already
you put the moving blanket.
no,
you have it blanket.
no.
I need
We
you to
already
put the
had
put
we
the
already
cart
had the
right here.
carts. We already had the carts. We already had the moving blankets.
He had a diagram.
We had
I know,
everything.
right?
Oh, dude, we had everything. It was ready to go.
You were drawing in chalk on the floor.
Man, I
Station
had
1,
le-
Team 1.
That leaves evidence.
I
Roger,
had
Roger.
like
Let's synchronize our watches.
He was,
some
he was gold leader.
tether. I was tethering from
Gold
the
leader to blue
ceiling
leader.
of the stadium. I was tethering down, and I was like going to grab the 4 seats and right back up before the lasers engaged.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was exciting.
That's very exciting.
I'll tell you what is exciting is being in the stadium
Yes.
in a format or in a scenario where it's not a game.
It looks weird.
It is odd because there's a lot of
When all the
extracurricular
and all the
things going
seats
on.
were taken out.
Oh, dude, it was very, because I'm used to being on construction sites where you've got things being dismantled and you know, whatever, moved away and then rebuilt. And so it was just weird. Everything was being pulled away and you got exposed concrete and you're kind of like, oh, fuck, man. This bitch is getting torn apart.
Yeah.
And they're pulling stuff out, and it's just like you've got and like you mentioned, all the copper. Oh yeah, they harvested the copper.
Oh yeah.
And it's crazy on the stuff that they abandoned there, though.
Right.
You know, because
What
I
about
was
the
going
what
through.
about the jumbotrons that were out there? What did they do with those?
They're still
Did
there.
they just implode those things?
well, the jumbotrons. What are those? Those are the
Those are the big
TV
TVs.
screens?
Yeah, the big TVs.
I have no idea. I don't even recall them being there. I am sure they detached them. Lady is having a difficult time. She hears things. She's getting old, and whenever she hears things, that she kind of takes it to the limit, man.
You know what? And I've given up trying to edit her from the podcast because it's next to impossible.
Well, she's part of the podcast.
She's
now.
part of the podcast now. So
Yeah.
any listeners that hate animals, just drop.
Anyway, so
Stop
the Texas
following.
Stadium, the Texas Stadium was huge in our history. I mean, really,
Oh, huge,
the Dallas
yeah.
Cowboys. There's a lot of stuff that happened there.
The cheerleaders.
My wife, for example. I mean, my wife performed there,
There you go.
as a Cowboy Dallas cheerleader.
There you go.
I need to clarify that. She performed there.
She performed.
Oh, what did she perform?
She was a singer.
Mhm.
It was when they had a leather convention.
You know what else I went there? I went and saw. There were some bands that I saw there. I saw George Strait there.
That's why I saw George Strait there.
You were there too?
Would be amazing.
Kenny Chesney.
Well, excuse me.
It was.
Well, it's
It was George Strait, Kenny
What?
Chesney,
no.
Dixie Chicks,
That's the chair.
and
Bananarama.
No, Jody Messina.
Culture Club.
Yes.
Oh, you saw Boy George?
Yes. No.
Culture. I heard.
You think Boy George and George Strait would get together?
No. Well, that's the Culture Club.
I thought George Strait opened for Culture Club.
No.
No.
Really? Shut the fuck up.
Really? Come on.
All right. So who did George Strait open up for? Let me think
I
about
don't think
this.
George Strait opened for anyone.
No,
Well,
he did. There were some bands that
a long
started.
time ago
It was
he
like
did.
Sammy
No.
Kenshaw.
Time out. A long time ago, he hasn't been the greatest legend in country music forever.
Always.
First
First song.
Oh, really?
He just came out with a guitar and says, I'm
He's
headlining.
18 years old. He's like,
Dude,
18
I'm
years old.
headlining.
He's been around for a long time. He's got a lot of songs.
No,
too.
you're right. There was a time.
I could
Of
sing.
course.
I could sing almost every song from George Strait.
Me too.
It's crazy.
No,
Troubadour?
I can't sing it, but I know
No, I
the
can't
words
do that.
to it. I know the words to every song, but I can't sing them.
Oh, I believe that. I've heard you sing.
Thank you, Sean.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that.
What about Girth Brooks?
Girth Brooks.
Girth Brooks.
What are you saying? He's
fat like me.
I'm referring to his belly. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You know what I don't like
I
about
had the same
Girth
question.
Brooks, and this is so shallow. It's
You
so
don't
shallow.
like him?
No, hold on. I
He's
admit
cheesy.
I am extremely shallow by
He's
saying
an
this.
entertainer. Come on.
He's an entertainer, but you know what? Keep your politics to yourself.
He's liberal?
Keep your politics.
I haven't
to
heard
yourself.
anything come out of him.
Dude. He's a. But you know what? Maybe, and you won't probably moving forward, because first of all, hold on.
Okay.
Garth Brooks.
Here we go.
First of all, Garth Brooks is amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing. People loved it. His concerts, and then he just disappeared.
Well,
Well,
he
he had that-
retired.
Well, no, he came out with Chris Gaines. Remember that?
Is that a disease?
That was his. It
Right.
probably could have
What the
been.
hell's that?
Chris Gaines was his alter ego. He tried to have a pop career
What?
as Chris Gaines. You don't remember that?
No.
Came out with a
No.
CD and he had this stupid hair.
No.
Yes, go to the images.
What?
You don't remember this.
Not at all.
There he is. He came out as this and he tried to create, I don't know if he was joking. I think it was a serious thing. He tried to create another career as
No.
Yes, there was a CD and everything. And once this came and it fell
hold on,
flat,
scroll
he
down.
disappeared.
In 1999, Garth Brooks released an album as Chris Gaines. All right, so
had
look, let's just back
no
up. So
idea.
Yes.
Garth Brooks was so
failed.
awesome
Failed
with
miserably.
his
disappeared.
country albums. He was. I mean, because Garth Brooks was out back in the time where Dixie Chicks were really hot.
Yeah, they were.
And they were.
I mean,
God,
this
but
was
if they-
90s country.
If they would have simply
Shut their mouth.
shut the fuck up.
Oh, the Dixie Chicks?
Yeah, if they would have shut the fuck up and played their music,
Yeah.
then they would be billionaires by now. Maybe not, but you know what I mean. They
All right,
would
so
be
they were
very wealthy.
they were in London.
When
They were in London
George
in a concert.
Bush and there were,
Yeah, they were in a concert. Well, I don't know if it was London, but they were in either in England, and they were on stage, and that's when the
lead
lead
bitch
singer,
wouldn't shut up.
lead singer of Dixie Chicks said,
Natalie Maines, I think.
"Yep, she's the one that said George Bush, he's not my president.
We're ashamed or something
We're
like that.
ashamed. We're ashamed that he's from Texas,
Right.
right?" And then shitstorm,
well, look, here's
total
the thing.
shitstorm.
On certain levels, most Americans would agree that George Bush, you know, he did
George
create,
W., not George Senior.
yeah, George W. Well, and here's the thing.
And I'm going to disagree with what you were about to finish your sentence.
No, you're not, because you're not, because what I'm going to talk about first of all is this is the part that kind of gets skipped over. All right, because what George W. Bush did
Yeah.
is he created the Patriot Act.
Yes.
Okay, so what the Patriot Act did, and
Allowed
this is
spying.
that created a lot of wiggle room
Yeah,
for
but that's
a
not what they
lot
were
of.
referring to.
There's
It'd be one thing if they were ultra right and they were
All
complaining
right,
about
but
George
look,
W.
look,
making.
But you're missing the spirit of what I'm
Keep
talking
going.
about here.
Keep
All
going.
right, so maybe that's not, but in my mind, the definition of his character is the wiggle room that he allowed with the Patriot Act.
Okay.
That's period. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, but that's not what the Dixie Chicks were complaining about.
Well, they're complaining because he's a fucking Republican.
That's right.
That
Yeah.
and his mission completed, or that was a big faux pas that he had, where he's like mission completed when it really wasn't, right over there.
Of
The
what
Gulf
mission?
War, right?
Oh, right.
So
right.
who was Dick Cheney? Dick Cheney was vice
Oh, yeah.
president to
That was it.
Bush.
Was Bush, right?
Yeah.
So that was the whole thing about, that's a big deal.
What's that?
But Dick Cheney being the vice president to Bush and just the whole Patriot Act thing, and there was a lot of ugliness and conniving between the Democrats and the Republicans during that time. That was an ugly time.
Well, I mean, that was when they were, weapons of mass destruction.
Yes.
Saddam Hussein.
Oh, bullshit.
And it
Oh,
was
yeah.
apparently all bullshit.
Well,
right?
was
They
it?
were,
Yeah.
but they were convinced. I mean, in his heart, he was convinced that he was developing weapons of mass destruction.
No.
Right.
Okay,
And he's sitting in a fucking
and he
in a
assumed,
pit eating Mars bars.
and there was no evidence of it, and not at that time. Now, previously, he had gassed his own people. He had gassed
Right.
Iraqis.
Right.
So he
You're
had
talking
a
about Saddam
history.
Hussein, right?
Yes, he had a
Correct.
history of using weapons of mass destruction,
All
but
right. Let's.
but there was no evidence
point-
of it,
the
and that's
point
what
is-
that is what the Dixie Chicks were. That's why they hate him.
Well, they're ignorant.
Well,
And
yeah.
If they would have just shut the fuck up, their career would have been great. Garth Brooks, on the other hand, he just disappeared.
I thought he retired
No,
early.
no, he didn't retire. Well, hold on. I mean, what is the definition of retire? I mean, he took a pause.
Yeah, he
He was
made a
going through
decision to
divorce.
Stop producing.
He was
music.
going through divorce because he was cheating on his wife,
Right.
and at that time, he
Really?
was he was just
Oh,
like,
yeah. He was-
he did a
he was-
huge pause, and that's where people were kind of like, I need more Garth Brooks. I need more Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks would not allow Amazon or any of these streaming companies to play his music.
Oh,
His music
I do remember
literally fell off the face of the earth.
What a
he-
weirdo.
Dude, he didn't need it. He was already loaded. He
Yeah.
didn't need any of it. He was like, "Fuck all you guys.
But
I don't
still,
need
what
any
a
of it."
weirdo.
But you know what? I think
He's
it's
strange.
great. I think he tried to redefine himself, and I think that
That's where Chris Gaines came from.
well, maybe, but yeah, but I think maybe he got that thing about when guys are trying to get younger, because that's exactly what he looks like. He looked like he was fucking trying to reincarnate himself
Yeah,
into the
he did.
80s.
Get the soul patch working.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bad look.
I tried that. It doesn't work.
You should get the hair
Well,
like that.
see if you can pull up some of the music, Mr. Producer, from Chris Gaines, and see if we can find some audio clip of that.
I don't think
But-
I've ever heard it.
Yeah, neither have I. But
So, could
Garth
we-
Brooks himself.
Could we go to Amazon and find Chris Gaines?
Well, let's.
I don't
let's-
know.
Let's see if we can
Possibly.
You
find
know,
it.
while he's looking that up,
There it is
well,
right
yeah,
there.
there it is.
Look at that. $50 for the audio
Oh,
cassette.
greatest hits of Chris Gaines. There's more than one album.
I don't know.
Oh yeah. Well, you need to pull up one
Are
of
you,
those motherfuckers.
are you kidding me?
Oh, we have got to listen to one of these.
we have
Lost in You. This is. All right, so this has an acoustical, still sort of like Garth Brooks,
Look at him.
Yeah,
but he looks.
that looks like
He
a
looks
transgender.
He looks
Yes.
emo.
No more waiting,
Are you kidding me?
holding out.
How would anybody buy this?
Wow.
You are my godsend.
No, this is not Garth Brooks.
Yes, it is.
This can't be.
You can't see his eyes, his face, or anything.
I stand corrected. This is why he fell off the face of the earth.
This
That's when it happened.
this is awful.
When he did this is when he disappeared.
This is.
It really is him.
Yes.
I don't understand.
It was a huge miscalculation on his part.
Well, look, hold on. He's got a great voice. He's got kind of a Richard Marx kind of thing
I heard
going
it.
on.
I heard Garth Brooks in there right there.
Yeah, but it was a huge miscalculation.
Total.
He was the biggest thing in country, and he's thinking, I can take over the pop world as well, the Richard Marx world.
This is not even pop. This is some sort of weird goth.
I don't know.
Well,
Well,
look at
his
his
dressed up
images.
like goth,
Yeah,
but
he's wearing all black, and he's got some
I think
weird.
it's more soul than anything.
That's
Honestly.
not soul. He's got weird hair covering his face, and
A soul patch.
okay, I need this to end. This is awful.
I can't believe he gets up there that high. Yes, this is soul.
This is awful. Okay, he needs to stop.
As producer, see if you can find something
No,
else. Does
don't
he have
find
like a
it.
number
No.
one hit as Chris Gaines?
Really? A number one hit?
Well, I mean, if we're gonna do it, I mean, we might as well dive into this thing because this is
Really?
uncharted territory for me. I've never heard of Chris Gaines.
I had no idea before right now.
Until,
This is crazy.
Well, actually, you know what? Go scroll up and hit that secret identity thing.
I am
Let's just see. What it is.
shocked.
Chris Gaines was a sex addict. Secrets revealed. Click that fucking thing.
Oh, shut the hell up.
Now we need.
Secret history of
2019 marks 20 years since
Yeah,
Garth Brooks
okay.
became Chris Gaines, a moody, tragic, and extremely successful Australian pop star whose musical
Australian?
accomplishments were only
Hey,
topped by his
shut
conquest.
the front
I really
door.
enjoyed
You're
that.
right. No,
I'm
no,
Anya
no,
Hammer,
you're
and even
right.
if
That's
you
not
lived
a
through
noise.
this amazing time to be alive, I promise you'll come away from this episode of The Secret History of Country Music with a new appreciation for what Brooks was trying to do. Go ahead and share your thoughts on his alter ego in the comment section below, but be nice. Garth took a chance on something new,
Interesting.
which is why we love him in the first place, right? Cliff
No.
Notes version for the
No.
Country.
terrible.
Brooks is
No,
the biggest
terrible.
country star on the planet, but decides to introduce his pop rock side to his fans through a character named Chris Gaines
Stop.
that looked kind
No,
of
no,
like
no.
a sad French
No, no.
mime. The
Big.
album
That looks like Billy
was a
Squier.
greatest hits album of songs from 6 previous albums.
Oh, hold on. The
He
top
made
part looks good.
six
Which were intended
albums
for a movie he was
as
writing
Chris
called The
Gaines?
Lamb, which was supposed
I
to
don't,
be real.
I don't think so.
But it was never finished
That's
or
what I just heard.
released. Honestly, guys, I'm just as confused as you are. VH1 did a behind the music episode on Chris Gaines with real
VH1,
people
that's how
like
long ago that
journalists
was.
and Billy Joel and fake people like Officer Barry Sanders, who was first on the scene when Gaines drove his car off a cliff on February 16, 1992, leaving him with broken arms, a broken pelvis, and disfigurement so severe he refused to do press for his Apostle album. As you know, Apostle was
Really?
his 4th or 5th album, I don't know, I kind of lost count, of 6 on Capitol Records. Others included the
6
12
albums of this guy.
Straight Jacket and
He played it out.
which included an eventually real song called "It Don't Matter to the Sun" that Gaines recorded for his mom.
Maybe-
in honor of his
I'm
late
in
father,
shock.
who died on
Maybe
November
the
15th,
success of
1990
Gar-
after a
Garth
3-year
Brooks
battle with cancer.
went to his
Let
head.
me reiterate, this
Just
is
blew
all
him
fake.
up.
Guys,
You see,
nobody
the story
knows
was that Chris's
this.
dad would sing it to her when he was young,
I did.
or not, because
You
none
did?
of this is real.
I'm the one who
Even
told
if
you
this
about
is-
Chris
does
Gaines.
appear
I am
throughout the
telling you,
so you have his albums?
nobody.
No, I do not.
Nobody
Brooks,
knows
who Garth
this.
would
Or
later
did you-
sing a song
did you-
called "Mom" about in 2014,
No.
and we
This
haven't
is
stopped trying
shocking.
since.
It's one thing for him to do like a bullshit 1 album deal. 6 albums?
Now let it
Do you
play.
know how long it takes to make
Let it play,
6
but
albums?
turn it down a little bit. We want to make sure that we hear about the sex addict part.
Gaines' album came with an elaborate backstory of how they were inspired by events or people in his traumatic 32 years of life. I need a break, so I'm just gonna list all the tragedies that befell Gaines over the previous decade. Take a look.
Thank God.
There is so much to discuss, including the very real
Wow, his
execution
father
of
died
the
of
Gaines
cancer.
He's
experiment,
creating
but
stories.
That's coming in episode 2,
I mean,
which will appear in the
that's Garth
description
Brooks.
of this
He's
video
creating
when it's live.
stories.
You see, Tommy was
He had a
Tommy
severe
Levitz, the heart and soul of Gaines'
sex
first
addiction.
musical
That was
endeavor,
it.
a wildly successful and rebellious pop trio called Crush that notched a hit with a song called My Love Tells Me So. All fake. Levitz was also a teenage pilot, and he crashed his plane in December 1990, which ended Crush. Gaines says Crush was dead, Chris Gaines was dead. Let's wrap part 1 with his sex addiction, because
Wow.
that's actually, believe it or not, pretty central to the story. Gaines had women throwing themselves at him, and he was catching 2, 3, 4 women at a time. Not a problem for
Nice.
this Lothario, but it all caught up with him as he was
That's
dating Maria
why he
Costa,
did it.
who is a real actress playing herself in this fictional sequence. Maria
So
was
he's
Chris's
basically
true
a
love, and it's
knob-goblin.
her, among others, that got him help, where he
I
learned
don't
the
know. I
reason
think
for
his
addiction
ego got
was
to him
his
and says, I can
Yeah.
do whatever I
Gene
want.
Gaines was a father who was not able to show his love in
I'm
any tangible way.
the
outside of
egomaniac.
sports, which-
All right. Well, we're
Of
done
all
with
the
that.
things we've ever talked about and ever
Thank you, producer.
shared on this podcast, this is I'm not kidding. The most single shocking thing
Yeah.
I have ever heard.
I've never heard of Chris Gaines. I never knew the direction that Garth Brooks took. Now,
or
I'm
the
like,
extent of it.
oh, incredibly the extent of it.
The
Right.
extent of it.
I mean, like 6 albums.
Backstories,
And-
everything.
I can't.
And he's Australian.
Is
So he had to go on interviews with an Australian accent.
So this is all a
see, that
fake-
is that's unwell. That's
I think that's why he
mental-
went away.
That's mental illness.
Because he disappeared right after that.
Maybe it was like a Milli Vanilli kind of thing where it was like, you know,
I
I
don't
just
know.
want to change. I want to do. But you know what? Sometimes people need to reinvent themselves.
I
and,
guess.
And, you know, as from an artistic point of view, maybe that's what he needed.
That was a bit
And
extreme.
Majorly extreme. But if you can afford it,
Well,
Well, yeah, but
fuck yeah,
you
can
come out
afford
with
it.
new music. You don't create the backstory in a different character.
well, you
He was
know,
like, hey,
that may
Garth
have-
Brooks
that
does-
may not have been him. That could have been his manager. That could have been a number of things.
It could.
However,
Garth Brooks does
the
Frank
one-
Sinatra or something
The
like
one
that,
song
right?
we did here was not horrible.
It was horrible.
It was
it was-
horrible.
It was
It's
not
horrible.
horrible.
It was
Horrible.
I didn't think so. I thought the actual production of the music was good.
Okay,
and I thought
the
his voice was
production
good.
value was okay,
Nah,
but the
I
song
think
was
you were
terrible.
attracted to the Metro.
Sexual? No,
He
no,
was
no.
very Metro looking.
Well, I don't even know if it's Metro. It's
no,
more like
no. Look,
pre-trans.
there is
He
a
looked emo.
value
He looked pre-trans
to
to me.
somebody for what he did in that song.
He's very
I mean,
emo.
I'm not saying I'm going to go out and buy that album.
I know.
I'm just saying it's not horrible.
$50 for the audio cassette on
Well,
Amazon.
Well, dude, I'll tell you what. Now that
you
he's
say
known
audio
as Garth
cassette?
Brooks,
audio
cassette
cassette,
tape.
$48.75 for the audio cassette.
For the audio cassette. Is that what cassettes are going for now?
It's been repatched once. Where the
you know
cassette
what?
actually
So
cut.
I still have all my audio cassettes. I didn't throw any of them away.
Well, are they in the attic?
No, they're
You
in.
might
No,
as
they're
well
not in
throw
the
them
attic.
away.
They're not in the attic. They're in a climate-controlled media room closet. But I also have my
Climate control media closet.
well, because you were saying is it in the attic?
you
Are they in the attic? Because we're all ruined, you idiot.
You are an idiot.
I'm not an idiot. Anyway, so I still have my double cassette tape. You know, a really fancy one, right?
Oh, there's a fancy one.
I think we need to have a
Yes.
cassette party and go over
We-
there and just listen to
That's
cassettes.
exactly where I was going.
You
Make
know,
some
I-
mixtapes.
So-
I
Time
want
out.
to find
Do
out
you
who's
have
got
any?
the. Oh, do you?
Do you have any cassettes?
Oh, I don't have any. I've
You're an
purged
idiot.
them all.
You're an
I've got rid of all mine.
So how are we gonna have a party? Just my
Yes.
cassettes?
But
Yeah.
to tell you what, you're gonna have to have
change.
the function
I
that
don't
when
have- I
when you
don't-
push
I don't have cool
fast
change.
forward on the cassette player, it has to automatically stop at the end of the song.
It does.
Yeah,
Yes,
does it?
Yes.
All right,
Those are
that is
nice.
the only way we're going to be able to do
I
this.
have-
And it always pissed me off when that section wasn't long enough for it to be identified, and it
No,
blew past it.
No.
Those sons
I
of
have
bitches.
I
a
know.
tape deck that is killer, and I saved it and all my cassette tapes.
Yeah, but how often are you like you know
Is it Tascam?
you what the fuck you edit what is it called? You fixing it? You keeping up to maintenance of this
I
cassette
haven't
player?
touched either of them
Well,
in
you
30
need-
years.
So you think
you-
it works?
You need a Q-tip and some alcohol swabs, and you need to make sure those heads are
Okay.
clean.
Well, then let's do this on a Friday night, Saturday night, and
All
make
that
it
shit.
happen.
All that shit's got gummy.
Yeah, but
Yeah, very gummy, especially after age.
why are
Gears.
you guys are shitting on my little
The rubber
cassette-
heads that this thing goes across.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all like.
So
goo.
let's take a look at these cassettes.
Let's
and
do this.
Let's look at it. You know, what do
Cassette
you have?
party.
What kind of from memory? What do you got?
like cassettes.
Like like Chris
Animotion.
Animotion.
Well, I've
you
got
Johnny Hates Jazz.
No.
Richard Marx,
That's ridiculous.
Stray Cat Strut.
Stop it!
Kenny G.
I've got Human League.
You-
I've got Bananarama.
Bizarre Love Triangle.
I've got-
Exposed.
I've got Madonna
Expose.
True Blue. Madonna True Blue. So for real, all mine. We've talked about this before. I lived in
38
Indonesia.
Special.
All mine are pirated.
Oh,
So they're poor
stolen.
quality.
They're stolen music.
I wonder if that just because you bought them 40 years ago and they're pirated, does that mean you still can't go to jail now, or can you go to jail now?
Is there like what do they call that? The
Pir-
time frame?
Oh,
Oh, oh God, the whatever of something has passed.
Yes.
Yeah, I know my listeners are. Oh wow,
Your listeners?
did you guys hear that? My listeners.
Yes. The foil thinks it's all him.
Yeah, this is where I crossed into gray area.
Yeah.
No, our listeners are going, That is the, is a crime thing.
Statute-
usually.
expiration.
Statute of limitations.
Statute of limitation. There you go. That's
Statute.
good. That's
Statute.
pretty good. Statute.
Statute. Not a statue. Not like what the
I think
Black
for
Lives
you, they'll
Matter
make a
tear
special
down.
case where it'll be like, no,
Statute.
dude, look, we're not only taking you, but we're taking your whole fucking family down because you have
30 years of.
Well, you not only have 30 years, you probably
Of
have 50
royalties.
cassette tapes. So, how much of that damage
years
did
of
you
tape.
cause? You have to stretch that out. You got 50 cassette tapes, and we're going to do it 5 years at 5 years. So, 50, we're going to spread that out through all your family. Your whole family's going to jail.
Well, and here's the
250
thing.
years.
Well, here's the thing. I have all
Each.
6 cassettes of Chris Gaines.
No, they weren't available at the time.
Oh, good.
No.
Good. Okay.
Cornucopia or
I
whatever
wasn't
that one
sure.
was.
I wasn't sure.
I
Oh,
cannot
no,
believe
no. It's Chris
Gaines,
DeBerg.
man.
Chris DeBerg. I'm sorry, not Chris Gaines. Don't pay the ferryman.
Don't even
Fix
think
a
it twice.
price.
All right.
Hold on. What'd you say?
Do you have that cassette?
No.
So what cassettes do you have?
I don't know. I have to go back and look.
Ronnie James Dio?
No.
In
No.
excess.
Okay, we're not playing this guess game. This
How
is
about
where
the
it gets
Cars?
out of
So you don't know what-
control.
So you had
No.
these cassettes with you don't know what any one of them is.
Well, I know a
Bette
lot of
Midler.
them. Okay. You son of a bitch.
The Beaches
Did you say
soundtrack.
Bette Midler?
Bitch Midler. is
Okay,
what
we
you said?
talked about how that name is not spoken on this podcast.
Well, you know what? It's not my
not
fault.
spoken
You've got
on this
her-
podcast.
What is this song?
The Rose.
Barbara Streisand.
I love that song.
The Rose.
Not the Rose.
Some say
Wind Beneath My Wings.
What's the one? If there was a world, or what would God say, or what? It was a. Oh,
Wind Beneath My Wings, right?
no. The one.
What would Jesus say?
No, that's Jewel with the fucked up teeth. What's?
She could sing good, though.
Damn.
Yeah, that was harsh.
That was harsh.
No, she could totally sing. Loved her.
Oh yeah, she
Loved
could
her.
open a fucking.
She eventually
can,
went back
too.
and fixed her teeth. I thought that was awesome.
Did she?
Yeah, she did.
Huh.
So Bette Midler had this, what would the world, like almost like We Are the World song.
I have no idea what that is.
Come on. Where are you, Mr. Producer?
The
Bette
Rose.
Midler. Top hits.
The Rose.
I can't believe we're doing this.
Bette Midler top hits.
Yeah. We hate her.
I know 2 songs.
Wind Beneath My Wings.
Yeah.
Well, that's the big one.
From a distance.
From a Distance. That's it.
Oh yes, that one.
From a Distance. I love
From a
that song.
distance.
I love that song.
Was it a big karaoke
Oh my God,
song?
you so nailed it.
I know.
That was amazing, Sean. Okay. Anyway, all right. Immediately get her off the screen. I can't stand her.
You know what I like her in? She's fantastic in a movie called Hocus Pocus.
No.
No,
In the Halloween movie.
No,
I thought she was great in
ruins it.
For the Boys until she was a psycho like Robert De Niro.
Oh, she is a psycho. She is a psycho.
like Robert De Niro, and I hate it.
Look, come on. Here's the deal. Michael Jackson stared into the abyss of many boys' little buttholes, and we're still playing
Good
Billie Jean.
Lord.
That's a good point. I don't change it. I don't
Speaking
change
of
it
Michael,
when
speaking of
Jackson's-
Michael Jackson, did you see the comparison?
Oh. So was that real that Donald Trump Jr. posted that the Tucker
did.
Carlson interviewed Michael Jackson?
But was
and at
it real that Carlson made that joke?
I guess.
I don't know, but the very end of this little TikTok that
right,
was put
yeah.
out by Donald Trump Jr. was that he's
right.
Tucker interviewed Michael Jackson. It
No, he
turned out
didn't
to be
interview
Nancy.
him. He was
It was
saying,
a sighting.
Yeah, Sorry.
And,
Go ahead.
and then Nancy Pelosi was speaking out. Oh my God! And just the foul shit she was talking about the insurrection of January 6th. And she was kind of like, "Oh yeah, this is just another way for the Republicans to carry on the whatever of the insurrection of January 6th."
But the
Bitch,
Congress.
shut the fuck up.
I totally agree. And that's probably why Carlson was motivated to do what he did. But what he did was, ladies and gentlemen, basically it was like you're not going to believe this. But Michael Jackson has passed.
He's dead.
But
I'm not a theologian.
I'm not a theologian, but I don't know. We have an interview with Michael Jackson, and it is him.
No, he was on Meet the Press. Is
It
what
is
it was.
him in the flesh. I mean, he went on and on about it.
Yeah.
You have to make your
So why is that
determination
not-
for
why is
yourself.
that not racist?
And, hold on. And then they cut
Like
to
Roseanne Barr.
They cut to Michael Jackson, and it's Nancy Pelosi.
She looked terrible.
She looked terrible. You know what
Yeah,
she
but
looked like?
it's the
She looked
exact
skele-
opposite of what Roseanne Barr did. Why would not that be held racist?
right? But she looked like Skeletor.
Because she was like
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes. What is that? What is that bitch's name?
Valerie Jarrett.
Valerie Jarrett.
Yeah, Valerie Jarrett.
And you
She
know what?
lost her entire
life.
career.
Well, not life, but the
No,
career.
her
with
entire
that show.
professional career.
And the thing is,
making a joke about
it-
Valerie Jarrett.
is that Valerie Jarrett looks
No.
like the bitch from Planet of the Apes.
Well, and it wasn't a racist comparison. It was a
It is
a feature
features
comparison.
thing.
A feature comparison.
Dude, but next to Valerie Jarrett, put
it was pretty
What is
funny.
it? Battles. What is it? God damn it!
Planet of the
Planet of
Apes.
the Apes. Yeah, scroll up, boss, producer, and next to the box, put Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, but this was like apparently.
Look at that,
I
dude. Look at there's a
know,
picture
I
of her. They
know,
look
I
the fucking same.
know.
The same hairstyle.
I know.
Well, obviously the nose. I mean, the nose from Planet of the Apes looks more like a
and you know
shaka
what? And you know what?
from
When you
Land
when
of the
you
Lost.
when you talk about what comedians have done over the years,
Oh, this is nothing.
this is nothing.
Oh,
This is nothing.
You got the bitch holding up Donald Trump's head.
But they went. Oh yeah, Kathy
Griffin,
Griffin.
yeah.
Kathy Griffin.
Kathy Griffin, yeah.
But she lost her entire professional career,
Yeah.
and she was the headliner of a reboot of Roseanne Reboot,
Yeah.
and lost her show.
It's
And
still
they
on.
went- and
It's
they
still on
went
without
on-
her.
And they went on
Is it
without
still
her.
on?
They killed her.
And that's bullshit. It's
Yeah.
bullshit. I'm sorry. She was just being inappropriately. So there you go. Hey, hey, hey.
No. Hold on.
Bitch.
Hold on. We're knee deep in this freaking second half of the podcast.
We are.
Have we talked about the 12-year Knob Creek?
And I think we're all drunk. We're getting there pretty close.
because
I'm
of
not
the
drunk.
12-year
No,
no.
I think it's the Blue Note 126.
God, how do we decide? Is it the first bourbon or the second bourbon?
I'm pretty sure it was the bourbon that could remove paint off a car.
I think it's all of it
so
that contributes.
it's a stripper, a paint
Alright.
stripper.
No, this Knob Creek is very special.
It's very good.
because it's been sitting in a barrel for 12 years, and it for some folks they don't understand the difference between the tastes.
I was 40
So-
when this got barreled.
We were a lot
There you
younger.
go.
So but the thing is, the longer it's been in the barrel, obviously the longer the oakier the taste is. But you get a lot of you get a lot of stuff going on. You got what is it called? The Devil's Cut and the Angels
Anus?
Envy.
Huh?
Angel Share.
Angels Share, Devil's Cut. So when it's in the barrel, shit starts to shrink. And
It's condensed and
it's
concentrated.
condensed, it becomes more concentrated, and the proof goes through the fucking roof. So
does.
when these guys,
Well, I don't think not necessarily. The flavor does. I don't know if the proof does.
well, the longer it sits in there, the higher the proof, though.
I don't think so.
The proof stays constant. And they water it down when it comes out.
Correct. So they
Oh,
probably
okay,
so
there you
in
go.
order to make the bottles, each one of these is 100 proof. You can't get that exact out of a barrel. I guess you could get lucky.
All right, so that's what they do. They take whatever's in the barrel and then they dumb it down to what is 100 proof.
Correct.
All right, well that's interesting. So and I take like the True Blue. It just came out of the bottle. Balls
No,
out.
if it's barrel proof, no, if it says barrel proof, that means it came out of the barrel like that.
balls out.
Balls out.
I like that.
So
meaning
That's our
no
term.
dilution,
Correct.
no
Yeah.
nothing. They took the barrel and
Is that
they
what they call
poured it
cask
straight into
strength
barrel.
or-
cast strength or
bottles.
barrel proof. Yeah, same difference, I believe.
See,
That's interesting.
I love that. I'm not sure. I mean, we're getting to the point where we respect bourbons enough to where we don't want the bourbon to go from a barrel into a dilution process.
No,
Well, most
Right.
bourbons are
I-
like that, unless you
I'm-
see
Yeah.
barrel strength or cast strength, right?
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I
They're all
enjoy
like that.
diluting it myself. Like when we first tapped into this True Blue, you guys were like, "Oh, you're gonna put Ice Cube in that already?" I'm like, "Yeah," because I already know I'm gonna take one sip out of that, and it's
Gonna
gonna.
burn my sphincter.
I mean, I'm not
It's gonna
gonna have a
put you
life
down.
for like 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's going to put you down.
Yeah, I might as well just go into Jeff's new refrigerator
Ah.
that he got from Nebraska Furniture.
No shit.
And he
what
got
a
a
big spender.
fantastic discount on it.
Well, and it makes little round.
It
big
makes-
Oh, it
round.
makes whiskey
It
balls.
makes
Yeah.
Big
spherical
round
little
balls.
whiskey balls that, depending on the process, you get an innie or an outie. And
Sean
I
likes
love the
the-
outies because
Sean
they're like
likes the
little
nipples.
nipples.
Sure
They're like
you do.
He was
Love
tonguing
to
it.
suck on those.
He was tonguing it.
I was.
You were tonguing it. That's
I didn't tug
weird.
the innie though.
You what?
Strange enough, I didn't tongue the
There's no
innie.
innies. They're all outies.
No.
there was an
There's innies and
I
outies.
didn't see the innie.
Yeah. So the ball is
I'm going after an innie next time.
Paul's like, I'm intrigued.
Oh, I'm going into that shit.
wow.
Wow.
You seem really involved in this.
No, I meant what do you mean?
I'm just watching your body language, and I'm
I'm just sitting here not moving.
He's
close my
humping the
legs a little
table.
bit.
He's pelvic thrusting like into the table.
A little aggressive, huh? Sorry.
A little
Jeez.
aggressive.
Sorry, guys. I'll back off.
What's that smell?
So anyway, this
It's the
bourbon.
smell. It's the smell.
Are you wearing cologne?
God.
Wow.
What are you doing?
Okay. Anyway,
So we took a little break. You guys at home didn't realize this, but we ran a room on our fucking hard drive in the middle of recording.
we did.
Yes.
We ran into a technical issue with our cloud services,
There is
my
no
God.
cloud.
I'm trying
with
to
our
think
Amazon
of,
Google Cloud.
What is the
There is no cloud
TikTok?
aspect of this.
Oh, sorry. I don't really.
Emotional damage.
I
You
don't
guys
really
ever-
understand cloud. Maybe cloud caused this.
You know what?
No.
I'd rather have tertiary than cloud.
Tertiary.
The
What the hell is that?
ground.
It's
the
where
shit where
it's those little plants that you put in the corner
it's a
that have
terrarium.
balls and,
Oh.
That's a
they have-
terrarium.
Oh, it's
Oh.
like a terrarium's like a
oh
self.
my bad.
I'd rather
a-
have a hard
it's a-
drive on my desk than the cloud.
Look at you.
Well, that's what we have.
No, we
Yeah.
don't.
We have a hard drive sitting over there. Nobody's
That's
fucking
not-
doing.
I
that's-
know it's
no.
it's tertiary area.
We don't have the cloud.
Tertiarium.
That's what I said. I don't want the cloud.
Oh.
Actually, the RSS is the cloud.
You
There
gotta
you
fight.
go.
You
There
gotta
you
fight
go.
big tech.
The RSS is the cloud.
That's it. That would be our
So
cloud.
how do we get our stuff on Parler and Getter
You
so
post
that
it.
so that we're not shut down
You
by
post it.
big tech?
You post it.
Well, we'd
Someone
have
needs to
stop
create an
talking.
account. Someone needs to create a Dudes Like Us account.
All right, well,
And then
we
you
need to jump
post,
on that.
Catch our
Can
new
we?
podcast.
Will Getter
Boom.
do podcasts?
No, it's like
You're
it's
like a
Twitter.
bongo player when we
It's like
when
Twitter.
we. You're like a bongo.
When I get
player
excited?
When we do.
Hey,
No,
let's-
when we do the podcast, you're like a bongo player. You're like,
Yeah,
Yeah, well, he's a drummer.
I am.
You can stop doing that anytime.
Yeah, Paul.
okay. I'm just saying, you're like a bongo player.
Yeah,
Oh.
we see it. We make fun of him a little bit.
Yeah,
Actually, as much as
the
we
last
can.
two, you called me out on. I'm going to try not to do it.
I know you're just a very demonstrative person. Yeah, do your no vertebrae neck thing.
Oh my
Which, by the way,
God.
I tried that to do it the other night.
Did you
can
pull a
laugh.
muscle?
Jeff's got this
so
this
silly.
ability to
Yes,
move his
yes,
neck. I don't,
yes.
what the fuck is that? Is that like
I
an
don't know.
Indian,
He's like
Egyptian?
He's like a
little-
fucking human earthworm.
Yeah,
with
he's,
no.
he's got no vertebrae. His shit
Right.
just moves left to right
Right.
of his neck.
So ever since he demonstrated this very unique ability, so I'm
Which you
watching
know we spent
TV.
hours
Oh,
in the
hours.
bathroom doing.
Hours. No, not in the
Paul does.
Oh,
Not in the
dude, he's-
bathroom.
oh, look, he didn't
Well,
deny it
I'm
either.
about to share the story.
He's got like 4 roommates. There are 3 girls and he.
Stop.
And he's in the bathroom like practicing neck things. But I'm not going to blow you, Jeff, until you can do the neck thing. And it's like, oh, I'm in the bathroom for
Yeah,
hours
you're-
doing.
You're talking about Jeff's college
Yeah,
experience.
that's
Yes.
Oh, that's where the vertebrae thing came from.
yes.
Okay, I feel better because I didn't have that experience. But I will tell you, the other night,
You didn't
last
have a college.
night, last
when
night,
did you meet Shelly?
at a movie
The movie theater.
Movie
That was
theater.
before college.
Oh, it was during college.
So you
During
did have a college career.
on a Christmas break.
Oh my God! So you never really got to get your puppy wet in multiple showers, did you?
Wow. Wow.
I mean, look.
They're called saunas.
I mean,
They
look.
also call
that's
those bathhouses.
well,
Russian
with
bathhouse.
bathhouses come lots of
So
different.
walk
Oh,
us. Hold on. Walk us through your bathhouse experience in El Paso.
Whoa!
You know what? Maybe we shouldn't. Can I finish my
We
story?
don't have enough time for that.
So the other night, last night,
I've got
last
lots
night,
of stories.
I'm in front of the TV. My wife and I are relaxing, watching TV.
Would you like me to share a story?
And I don't know why, but I started doing the neck thing, and I was like, Shelly, I'm doing it. And she looked over and she was like, no. I was like,
No,
I was
I think what she meant was like, no, it does nothing for you sexually.
no.
I'm not doing it.
What she meant was it's not up to the snuff, not up to the Jeff. It's not up to the Jeff is what she meant.
Oh, Jeff.
It's
Quite the
insane.
little cheater.
Your-
Did
your
we
little-
talk about this on the podcast with Jeff on New Year's Eve? Was it New Year's Eve or Christmas
I
Eve?
don't know.
I don't know what day it
know.
was. We went over to your house, and my wife brought a bunch of gingerbread houses to build. It came in a box,
Oh, yeah.
and
Son of a
everyone got their own
bitch.
box, and my job was to videotape it.
I won.
And inside the box
I
were
bet you
these
did.
very I mean, they weren't miniature, but they were just smaller.
They
than,
were small.
they
were
were
very
smaller
small.
little boxes, and they had like gingerbread and little frosting and little things on there. Well, anyways, we were blindfolded. So
Were we?
huh?
Were we blindfolded?
We were all
We were-
blindfolded.
Oh, we were all
All
blind.
of
The
us,
intention
yes.
was to blindfold everybody.
Yes, it was.
After everyone was blindfolded, Mr. Cheaty Pants over here decided that he was going to not be blindfolded. So he was
Correct.
kind of like, he would lift his up a little bit. And I'm videotaping it, and I'm not videotaping him. I'm videotaping everybody, but I'm staring at him the whole time.
Right.
And
Going like
I'm just
this?
like, this
Watching
dude is a
him.
total cheats. But I didn't want anybody to know
Yeah,
that.
you don't want to spill the beans right
no,
away.
because I knew that afterwards
He-
we were
he
going to be
wanted to
putting the
display it
video
on
Yeah,
on
the
big
final
screen.
result was going to be very clear.
Yeah, because when the
Yes.
final resort, ultimately what happened is that nobody could build a freaking gingerbread
Mine
house.
was.
Yours was built because he cheated.
Okay.
Totally
did.
cheated.
Yeah.
So
I did. I owned
after
it.
everything was said and done, I was videotaping the whole thing. So we're kind of like, oh, how the hell did this happen? And then during the video, everyone learned that Jeff didn't even have his fucking mask on.
Well, I did. It was just I was angling
No.
it down.
No,
Oh,
you
dude,
didn't.
dude,
You
no.
absolutely didn't. And
At one
meanwhile,
I own
point-
it. I
At
own
one
it.
point, it was
Meanwhile-
down on your shoulders.
meanwhile, I'm getting a
Was it?
complex.
It was either on your forehead or on your shoulders.
Well,
one of them.
Paul's was like a mess, like
Okay.
an avalanche hit it.
Thank you. So meanwhile, I'm having a complex because I'm having like a special needs moment. My shit's going everywhere, and
It was
I
a mess.
eventually gave up on the walls and the roof and went straight for the fucking what was it? The dots.
I don't.
There's
know.
some dots. There's a bag of dots, and I'm like, you know what?
You were just building
Fuck
all your shit in a big
So
pie.
mine was post hurricane.
Yes. So when you pulled your thing off, you looked at mine. You were like, "How the hell did he do that?"
I was like, bullshit.
It was
And
real.
I'm looking at it. I'm
It
like,
was
I know
BS
it's
too.
bullshit. And I'm
It
just
was.
like, it's all right.
Yeah.
I knew it because I was going to play the video on the TV, and
Yeah.
we watched it, and it was freaking
There we go.
hilarious.
Great.
It
Because-
goes back to video evidence.
It was great. It was.
Yeah,
It is.
We
It's all
talked
about
about
that
this
video
on the
evidence.
we
Great.
talked about this on the last podcast. Video evidence, and you
See,
my
it's a
friend,
good memory.
were
It was
caught.
fun. It was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot
Yeah,
of
it
fun.
was
It was a lot
fun
of
getting
fun.
caught
It was
cheating.
fun as hell. And yours was, by the way, perfect.
Everyone's like, "How the hell did you do that?"
You even had sprinkles on top of your
know.
house.
Everyone should have been like, "Oh, "No, that's impossible."
I was gonna say you had like a cellar.
And Tara was
You had a cellar.
Tara
and a-
was like emphatically impressed. She was kind of like, "How did he do that? How did he do that?"
So
and
where-
in my
I
mind,
know.
I'm thinking,
So this is what threw me off. Where did you get the solar panels?
Your roof.
"Yeah, your roof you're paying way too much money for."
I was like, what the really?
But we get to do.
Dude,
Too
how much do you
much
pay a
money
month on
for it.
those?
I don't want to disclose that information. Too private.
Is it more than my electrical bill?
It's aggregate. I pay the same amount every month all year long. $250.
Plus,
Plus
Ener-
whatever
energy.
I
Well, it's
yeah,
mostly
plus whatever I
it's
use that I
mostly
don't
minus.
produce.
correct.
So look, whatever. I'm just
And I can promise you, my previous summer bills have been $500, $600, up to $700.
Mine have too.
Never been
Right.
that big.
So
But-
mine
but after-
are always $250.
after I enrolled into what we discussed before in prior podcast, I
I think
enrolled
it's your
into a
new-
broker.
I think it's your new AC unit.
It's a lot of about my AC unit.
Yeah.
It's tremendous. I keep my
Energy
house.
ogre.
Well, I wasn't going to mention them, but yeah.
I think it's
They're
more
a
your
broker.
AC. I think it's more your AC units than energy.
Oh, dude,
Oak.
I
Oh,
had
it's
a,
huge.
my.
So it's good now? Like you're
Dude,
It's
I mean, we
great.
talked about this in one. I think it was in August. During our podcast, and I had. What are you looking for? Oh, some water.
Water.
I think I pulled up our bill, and it was $271 in August. And I told you I keep the shit cold, like 70, 68, all the time.
Yeah, so I may be forced out of my home at some point. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, look, and I'm not throwing stones at you.
I'm trying to be
That's
Earth
not my
first.
intention. Because
No, you're not.
Look, here's another thing.
It has nothing to do with it.
Based on Elon
Actually,
Musk,
there was an element of that.
based on Elon
Liberal.
Musk, Elon Musk says that if, and I'm not saying just because he says it's true, but he says, hey, look, man, if we were to take 100 square miles in the northern United States where the sun is up a lot,
Right.
that it would be able to produce enough electricity during the day, solar electricity during the day, to feed the entire United States for free.
Mm. If it were on every home. Is that
No,
what
it'd be
you're
a
No,
big.
if it
It'd
were
be
feeded
100
to the
square
grid.
miles of solid solar panels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, solid solar panels, and that would
100
feed into the
square-
grid.
Oh, good Lord. That's enormous.
It's tremendous, but
Yeah.
what's worth it? I mean,
Yeah, I
think
mean,
about it. Think about
It's in the
fossil.
middle of Kansas anyway.
Look, I think it brings up a very valid point, because if you're talking about the $1 trillion stimulus, not stimulus, but the energy bill that they're trying to push on us, where, look, this would be the bill. I mean, honestly, carve out 100 square miles.
I like to see the math behind that.
Okay, time out.
Does
What
that
is
account for any
Elon,
growth?
What is Elon Musk worth?
$280
Thank you.
billion.
Don't even finish that sentence.
I don't have who knows.
Can he buy 100 square miles of land? Probably. Can he build a solar farm on it? Probably.
Are you discrediting him?
No, I'm telling him, put your fucking money where your mouth is. If you're gonna spew that
Yeah,
shit,
but he's not interested in that.
No. If you're gonna spew that shit that this can solve all the world's problems, then
No, he's
fucking make
not.
it happen
All
with your
he's
money.
saying is that
That's bullshit. He and Bezos have an infinite amount of money. Infinite.
well, it's kind of like Garth Brooks, him wanting to be Chris Gaines and doing whatever the fuck he. Look, they're at a point now where they're not in it for global shit. I mean, part of it is, but most of it is for. What is it called? For self. I mean, it's for them.
You know what?
I mean, they went up and
One person being worth. I mean, and I'm not a socialist. I get it. I'm not a socialist. I swear to God, I'm not. But one person being worth $360 billion. Fuck yourself. If you're not a major philanthropist and changing lives, and I'm not talking about government bullshit.
Like Bill Gates.
Bill Gates has a major philanthropist organization.
Yeah, it's called the vaccine.
Well, I mean, I
Isn't
don't know.
Isn't he big on the let's reduce the population and
Yeah.
you shouldn't be eating meat, you should
So-
be eating fake meat?
That's the thing. I don't want to get into that. What I'm saying is, if I had $1 billion,
I think that money distorts you.
I think it does, because these people could make a difference in millions of people's lives if they did it. And I get it. You don't want to start walking around going, here's $10,000, here's $10,000, here's 10.
That doesn't help them.
That doesn't help them, right?
It helped
But-
me.
Helps them
but-
short term.
But here's the thing. There's so much private opportunity, right? I mean, look at what Trump did. Just an example. I know this is government, but there were tenants in New York City that couldn't get something. Like something happened. There was some
Could get their mail.
problem that they couldn't solve, right? And Trump said, we can solve that as president. And he went in there and he said, what is your issue? And they said, we can't get this, can't get that, and there's regulations that cause this bullshit roadblocks. And he said, I'm going to solve that. And he did. He boom, 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 cleared all the roadblocks. And here you had people that you would typically think would hate Republicans, hate Trump, going, this is the only man that has stepped in here and solved our problem.
Who did they vote for last time, you think?
They voted Biden. They voted Obama. Right? I mean, that's the thing. They're not.
But who did they vote for? Did they vote for Biden this time around? Or you think they voted for Trump?
Oh, I guarantee they voted for Trump.
Oh.
Because at least the people they were interviewing, they were like, this is the only person that has been real about solving a problem.
Right.
And my point is, right, that's a government example, but on a private example, a billionaire can solve an amazing amount of problems with money.
So like 100 square miles of solar panels.
Well,
so if you're saying, hey, look,
I'm not
if,
even
if you're
sure
going
that's
to say
a good example because the infrastructure required to make that happen
oh, it's tremendous.
is tremendous.
You'd have to run.
And
You'd
then
have to run cables and transformers
look,
across the country.
no, they
that's
already
not
have
even-
that. They already have that. So I mean,
You have
they're-
to tie into it.
well, they do that right now currently with windmills.
Yeah, but
I
to have
mean,
all
they're-
of your power come from
So
one
which,
area.
which comes up with more
Let
money?
me bomb that area. U.S. is down.
Okay, well, sure. Okay, well, I mean, now you're talking some other stuff.
Well, it's not a good idea to have all your power in
Well, I mean,
one
they
area.
could they could do 25 square
Let me-
miles and then just kind of displace it around the United States.
Let me reframe this. All right, let's say inner city Houston. Okay, inner city Houston. There are a bunch of poor people living in really shitty apartments, right? That have all sorts of problems, right? They don't have consistent internet. They don't have internet. They don't have consistent electricity. They have sewer problems. They have this. They have that. Right? That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. A billionaire can walk into that situation.
Well, that's what this Build Back Better plan is supposed to
Well,
do.
fuck the government.
Where you and me pay
And
for
guess
it.
what? 80% of it goes right into the pockets
Oh, yeah.
of the politicians.
Right.
An Elon Musk can walk into a situation in a downtown Houston scenario
and pull
go,
a Trump.
No, well, and pull a Trump.
Yeah.
What? And not even buy. He doesn't have to buy the building and own it and manage it
Because he
just-
doesn't want to.
He just has to go. What do you need? And they go. We don't have water. We have plumbing problems.
It's
we have
kind of like in
electricity problems."
Chicago. They've
So
got
get this.
lead in
So
the
get
water
this.
pipes.
Right. So he says, I'm going to give you. I'm going to line up the contractors. Right. Electrical contractors, plumbing contractors, whatever contractors.
Spend $5 million and you're
I'm
fixed.
gonna spend $5 million. I'm gonna make sure you guys have the basic necessities to be comfortable.
Okay, you do that for one building. Now you multiply that across the United States. Could you do that for all those buildings?
He and Bezos can.
Could they?
$360 billion.
Well, I know, but how many buildings are like that? How many people are out there that need the help like that?
And that's not giving $10,000 to every person
Well,
that
this,
lives there.
Well, I know, I
made
get
you
it.
fall
That's
on,
fixing the building they live in.
Well,
this made you fall on squeaky wheel syndrome kind of deal. Like, hey, look, speak up. If you need help, you speak up. People that are like,
No.
hey, we need help, but
No,
we're
these
okay.
people are not going to speak up. They have been neglected for decades.
well,
They're living in squalor because there was nobody coming for help, brother. There's nobody coming
Dude,
for
I mean,
help.
I've seen some. I mean, we've
There you
been
go.
around the planet. I
There you
mean,
go.
we've seen some places that people are just proud. They're proud and they're ignorant. And
No,
and I'm,
I
no,
think-
I'm not saying that in a bad way.
I think they just know no one's coming to help.
They've accepted that.
That's
well,
there you go.
it's their reality.
That's their reality.
It's
Yeah.
their reality. They
And
don't
it
know any
doesn't have to
different.
be reality.
No, that's the ignorant part about it, is that they don't understand that, if you want to be able to solve these problems, you got to stand up, you got to make a stand, and you got to propose it. And
People are lazy.
It's a
though.
But
campaign.
quite honestly, they're supported by Democrat politics or politicians
yeah, well,
that
those
are
are the ones that
corrupt,
stir the pot.
that are lining their pockets and their unions and this and that and all the bullshit, right? All the bullshit that keeps these people down. But I'm telling you, not entrepreneurs, but billionaires,
Philanthropist.
philanthropists that want to put their money where their fucking mouth is, that's where you do it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
really, the only one I see doing that is Bill Gates. Granted, I don't agree with some of his
He has made
things. He's put his money where his mouth
he's
is.
made a
Dude, the
big
only thing that
difference.
scares me
He's
about
made a
Bill
big difference.
Gates is some of the propaganda that's popped up with him and the words he's mentioned about the vaccine and that what a
I know.
good business to be in about the vaccine.
Oh
And-
yeah,
I know.
that, and he also said again. I go back to we shouldn't be eating meat.
Well, I mean, what,
You should not be eating real meat. You need to eat fake meat.
Here's where
what does that matter?
The climate,
climate
Well,
change.
that's bullshit, anyways.
Yes.
cow
Yes.
farts.
Here's where the problem becomes.
Well, hold on.
I don't
See,
need a billionaire.
That's bothersome for me
Yes.
because you have somebody like Bill Gates that's ignorant enough to know that the fucking that the weather on the planet and what is it called, climate change?
Climate change.
How do you have someone of that stature that is so ignorant that the climate change is a farce?
I don't know.
Well,
How do
no.
you-
Well, they absolutely don't believe it is.
yeah, they think
It's
it's
not
real.
a farce.
They think it's
Well,
real.
And
it
it's
is a farce.
And it's affected by, they believe it's affected by a number of different elements, right? One of them being cattle emissions.
Cow fart.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely, they do.
And we've talked about that.
And you know what? There's got to be science to it because we have. This is not the first time we've talked about this.
Yeah.
We've talked about strapping some sort
a
of
cup
mask
to their ass.
We want
some sort of anal
no,
mask.
stop. We don't need to get into that again because
Okay.
Jeff's going to come up with some crazy ass umbrella,
Yes.
fucking stadium size.
Because he went on Shark
He
Tank
wants to
with the
capture
bovine
the
anal
emissions.
ass mask,
I think it's
solve
plausible.
the world's problem with
right?
energy.
But my point
think it's
is,
plausible.
there is some science to it. There is, right?
Yeah, well,
There is a certain amount of
say-
methane.
They say cow farts are
They
one
do.
of the bigger contributors
They do.
to global warming
And so here we
because
go.
we eat meat.
And so here's the problem.
we have to grow
I don't.
cows.
I don't want.
who's they though? That's the whole problem. We
Right.
don't. And that's the whole problem with
the
everything. Who the fuck
climatologist.
can you know?
I
Who
know.
do you
The
re- who do you
climatologist.
believe?
So hear me out. Hear me out. So what we don't need is some billionaire leftist that has an idealistic agenda that has a big macro,
Like George Soros.
yeah, like a macro game, right? A macro game where climate change and fossil fuel elimination and this and that. We don't need that.
See, I'm
What
not
we
against
need-
fossil fuel elimination.
What do what?
I'm sorry. Go on.
So what we need is somebody who's not in like 100 years in the future thinking, but somebody who can solve some problems for people, real world people, now in the
Yes.
framework that we have now. That's what we need.
That's why you have AOC and the what is the climate? What is the thing she says?
Green
The Green Deal.
Green Deal.
So AOC and the Green Deal, they're all talking about, they're projecting from 20, 30 years out.
Yes.
They need to handle it now. But speaking of AOC,
Yeah.
did you,
She has,
far out.
she has COVID.
she has COVID.
I thought that
She's
did,
frolicking around with the
No, hold on.
Floridians
I
and got
thought-
COVID.
I thought that Democrats don't get COVID.
Oh, well.
Am I way
Did-
off here?
Oh, Pocahontas got it.
Yeah.
She called her the breakthrough, even
Yeah.
though because she's quadrupled vaccines.
Oh,
So
yeah.
so hold on. Did she get it in Florida?
Well, I mean, who knows? No one knows where she
So
got. She could have
she-
got off the toilet seat.
Here we go. Mask wearing, shaming, mask shaming.
Wow.
I know. I had a little like
What's
a
going on over there?
stroke moment. No, AOC is a shamer. She's a shamer, right? And then she jettisons all that bullshit and goes to Florida
Yeah.
and parties.
And part and
Maskless.
you know what? Who the fuck cares? Because I don't care.
Yeah, then
And
she
you know
catches
what? But-
COVID. Is she going to come out and go, see,
But here's
this
the
is
thing.
why you don't do that?
Here-
Oh, she
here's
can
a-
do it to herself.
I think
Yeah.
we should allow AOC. I think we should allow
Absolutely.
anybody that wants to go out.
It's called
and have-
fucking freedom.
Just fucking let her do what she wants. Who gives a fuck?
If you're gonna learn from it,
Well, it's the hypocrisy.
Let
is
them
what
have
the
it.
problem
It is
well,
hypocrisy,
fuck
but you know
them
what?
and their
I don't
hypocrisy.
care.
Let them
I
be
don't
free.
care. I
Let
mean-
them be free. Let them
But
learn.
if you're gonna talk the
Let
talk,
them learn.
Well,
walk
it's
the
just
walk,
like
you know?
it's just like me going, Sean. You don't need to be eating any more meat while I'm over here eating a hamburger.
You son of a bitch. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
just-
Did you
that
eat
was
a hamburger?
We shouldn't be
hypothetical.
eating meat while I'm over here eating a Whataburger.
Did you eat Whataburger today?
No,
I didn't get a Whataburger.
I had chicken and vegetables.
I'd rather some Schlotzky's.
Slotsky?
Whose fucking phone is that?
That's yours.
Oh shit, that's my dad.
Son of a bitch.
I
They
give you
not-
guys
they
shit
won't.
about
They won't.
your phones and turning them off, and my phone's making this weird fucking noise.
And you're like, whose fucking phone is that?
It's my dad. All
He's
right?
glaring at me and Paul.
I-
So
Well, you
well,
were.
I'm looking
Fucking
at
assholes.
it's 10:41 at night. My dad does not call that late, so now I'm alarmed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, it turns out my dad
You couldn't log into YouTube TV?
No, he's actually pretty functional. My dad. Did you realize my dad's
AOL.
my dad's 79 years old? Do you know my
Dial-up.
dad's 79?
I lost my
He
password for
turns
dial-up.
80 this year. My dad.
That's fantastic.
So does my dad.
That is crazy.
That's awesome.
It is awesome, but it's still hard to fathom that he's that fucking old.
I know.
You know, and he doesn't look it. That's the thing.
My
But
parents
anyways,
are way older than
Do you,
yours.
I did bring up the fact that I was going to be going to the playoff game earlier. I don't know if it's in this podcast or
You
the
did.
one earlier.
Yeah, it
multiple
was this
times.
one.
But the,
It was like 2 minutes ago.
But I had I was so my I told my dad, hey Dad, I'm going to the game. It's costing this much. Evidently, I must have put him on a guilt trip or something because now, well,
he wants to go.
well,
he wants to go.
No, he's not going to go, but he wants to help fund it. So I'm not going to complain.
Whoa, he's paying for his son and grandson to go to the Cowboys game.
Well, whatever, man.
Nice.
Well, I'm not saying he's doing that. I'm just saying.
Here's the
Means
thing.
More booze and food.
Here's the thing. His son, his grandson, and his son's good friend.
I don't
He's
understand.
funding all of it.
I understand.
Me or Jeff.
No.
No.
Wes.
I want to watch it at my home.
That's not a friend.
I want to watch it
No,
at my
Wes
home.
is going. I've already told you we have a 4-pack. It's
Well,
Wes and his son and me
he's
and my
paying
son.
for that
and
too?
Preston.
Okay, we're about done for the evening.
Yes, we are.
Doing what?
We
We're
need to
about to
get
wrap up.
We need to get to the deaths real quick.
Yes,
Are we
do.
okay, so we got. Oh my God, we have deaths. Did we talk about John Madden?
No.
Last no, we never talked about him.
We didn't. John Madden.
Yeah, that's a big
And
one.
the Broncos head coach. Dan Reeves.
Dan Reeves died.
He did.
Damn.
When that happened?
The day before.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that.
Dan Reeves died.
Hmm.
Wow.
And Full House dude.
Bob Saget.
Bob Saget. Don't say it, Sean. Bob Saget.
Saget. So anyway, I've got a couple more.
Okay, go.
This one was a little older, and I didn't catch it. So Michael Nesmith,
Oh, the Monkeys.
the Monkees guy,
Yeah.
he died in December.
Yeah, he died.
I think he played the drums for the Monkees, right?
I don't know.
Or was that Peter Tork
Don't know.
who played the drums? I don't know.
That's going to
Um,
require some research.
Yeah, the other one that I missed was Dean Stockwell.
Eric Stallwell?
Dean Stockwell. He was in
Oh.
Quantum Leap.
Which
What?
one in
He was,
Quantum
he
Leap?
was Sam or Al or whatever the guy's name
Oh, the
was.
guy that was a robot kind
Yeah.
of fake
I
dude.
need you to look that up.
You'll know him.
No, I need to see his face.
Dean Stockwell.
Dean
That's him right there.
Stockwell. Oh,
Yeah.
look at you. Look at you being all like, what the hell? It's
Look at
already up
those
there,
eyebrows,
dude.
man.
Like,
Yeah,
what
he's
the
got
hell?
some big-
Oh,
big-
yes. Oh, he was awesome.
Yeah,
He always had a hat on.
yeah. He passed away back in December. I don't know if you guys will know this one. Anne Rice. She wrote the,
The vampire
yeah,
stories.
Interview with the Vampire books.
She
Yeah.
died.
She died.
She died.
You know, I don't read a lot.
we just seem to be getting hit by a bunch of
I don't read a lot, but
like.
I do. Really enjoyed Anne Rice. She's
I
like
read
one of
her
the few
books.
people I've read.
Yeah, I read her books. Although they made movies out of it, not nearly as good. But
I thought there was another one like today or yesterday.
no, well, there was one a couple days ago that was pretty big. Was Sidney Poitier?
Yeah, oh, that's huge.
Yeah. My wife is a huge fan of his.
Hold on. Say it again.
Sidney Poitier.
There you
No,
go.
it's not-
See when he says that? Do you
No,
realize
it's
the
not.
gyration of the
Yeah.
neck muscles that
Well,
kind of
first
like
off-
flourish?
First off, it's not Poitier.
It's Poitier.
No, it's Poitier.
Damn, she's
Poitier.
Hold on, maid
Not
of honor.
Sidney Porsche.
Okay, that's
yeah,
what
I
I
don't
was
know where
saying.
you guys are
The,
going with
the
that.
producer typed in Sydney Porsche. And it was like, wow, that's too bad that market ended. But
I thought there was some very. You're missing some. I think.
But
dude, there are like so many different.
Yeah,
so,
this has been a crazy last 2 weeks of deaths.
well, okay,
there it is.
so
That's that top one right there, Mr. Producer.
I mean, is there anyone specific you're looking for?
All right, I'm gonna look.
It's the well, you missed
Well,
it.
Bob Saget, there's Bob Shearer, an Australian golfer, died of a heart attack. That was on the.
It's that top one
I'm
there.
looking it
Ninth.
up. Here you go.
There he is. That's Sidney Poitier.
No, Poitier.
It's Poit.
No, it is not.
It's Poit.
Oh, good lord, you're a mess.
That hit my wife pretty hard because she was a big fan of his movies.
Right.
To Sir with Love, and he was in a couple others. Look Who's Coming to Dinner and stuff like that. I think he was the first black guy to win a Oscar.
You know what's crazy? I just got on a
Maybe be
website.
nominated.
I got on a website of prominent deaths, like within every week, and there's like it goes on forever.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
are so many people that die.
Like, I mean, I don't know who any of these people are, but it's like, wow, there's a lot of people that die every week,
Every
There's a lot of
day.
people that are born every day too.
every day, right? I mean,
Don't be an idiot. Come on,
no,
really?
this is
How many people are born every day?
6.
Paul,
7,
put down your phone.
3,
Seriously, there are that many people that die every day.
7.
It's an incredible amount of
Thousands.
people
It
that
is.
have no significance. You know,
Well,
they all do.
I would be-
hypothetically,
I
like
would be
a
one of
butterfly in
them.
the wind. What is that? Was that called the whole butterfly in the wind kind of syndrome, where
Butterfly effect.
There you
I don't
go.
know.
Thank you. That
No,
thing.
that's a time travel thing.
No, it's not.
No,
It
it's
has
your
everything to do
butterfly
with,
flaps here. It's going to affect the wind over there.
Oh, but I
Well,
still think this is a time travel thing.
No,
It was a haunted.
no.
It was a horror movie as
No,
well.
what
The
it
butterfly
means is
effect.
that the butterfly effect means that whatever I do
With
here
Ashton Kutcher.
will eventually affect everything else.
Right.
It may not be in a negative response like the butterfly effect. Traditionally, some of the
Yes.
fucking memes that they put out there's like all these tragedies that happen. The butterfly does, and he kind of flies off. No, what it's saying is that you fart in this corner, it's going to make movement over there somewhere.
Right.
Someone's going to walk off, and it's going to impact this. And,
It's like the tsunami, right? The earthquake.
oh
There you go.
shit, man!
It's like stepping on an ant that has been reincarnated, and
As
that's
your
going
mom.
to affect a
Dude,
effect.
tsunamis are
What?
unforgiving.
Oh yeah, they don't stop for anything.
Tsunamis are. Oh, I mean, there's been. I've seen some videos of just.
Thailand was real bad.
How long has it been since that one? That killed.
Well, the
one,
India one was
it
the worst.
killed-
Those Thailand was the
It
bad
killed
Hold on.
100
Was the India and Thailand the same one?
100,000 people.
one. It was a lot. Yeah, it was bad.
But
Killed.
hold on.
Killed.
No, there was more than that in the Indian one.
That's what the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, there was more than that.
Yeah, might have been.
There was like quarter of a million
It
people.
was 200 and something thousand.
Unbelievable.
Yes, I mean,
There
It
you go.
was so shocking.
Deadliest 230,000 lives in the Thailand one.
Oh my God.
I had a friend over there at the time.
And they you've seen videos of it
Yeah.
where the water goes out.
It's not a huge wave.
No, the water.
It's just unrelenting.
That's exactly right. The
Mm.
water goes out, and everybody was walking out there going, "What's going on,
hi
Daddy?
guys.
Like, what's going on?"
I brought
And
my sun
then
kissed.
comes.
Oh,
And it's not, and it's exactly right. It's not a gigantic wave, like tall.
oh no, it just comes
surge.
and it's
It
it's
doesn't
a
stop.
surge, a low surge. Boom, boom, like a
and it
freight
hits
train.
and it hits and hits
It
and
just
it
keeps
grows.
coming.
So it's like 2 foot above
Yep.
the water line,
Yep.
and it's 3 foot,
Boom,
and it's
boom,
4
boom,
foot,
boom, boom.
and it's 5 foot,
It's
it's
a
6
surge.
foot,
It's a
and it's
surge.
happening, and all of a sudden that bridge gets blown away,
It never
and then
ends.
it's over a wall, and it just keeps going, and it's like knocks out.
It's like
everything
you're
in
on
its
top
path.
of. It's like you're on the 5th floor of a building. You're thinking, "Oh, I'm safe."
Oh yeah.
Now it's at the 3rd floor. Now it's at the 4th floor.
And what's-
Shit! What am I
But
going
what's
to do
crazy is a bunch of people survived too,
now? Oh yeah.
and the horrific stories is
Well, I told you about
unbelievable.
that movie they made.
Oh yeah,
the
called The Great Escape. No, not
No,
no. Escape. From,
It starts
Debbie
with a-
Does Dallas.
Yes.
Debbie Does Dallas.
Yes, about the
Oh.
tsunami.
No, Debbie
Thailand.
Does Thailand.
Oh wow, it's an angry bitch.
But it was well
Really?
done. It was a family, and they
Really?
were on a resort there, and they have the footage, and it all comes in, and they all get separated,
Yes,
and it's about
I've seen
them.
it. It's great.
It's good. It's really
So
good.
there was, I mean, they had one where there was a star, goddamn star, a model, and she's like stuck in a tree or something, and
But yeah,
photographer died, and there's all kinds of stories. I mean,
it's unbelievable.
it's crazy when that shit comes in. I mean, you just see videos, and that's all I can say is
Well, think about it.
I know better
230,000
now.
people. That's basically Frisco.
I don't need to.
130,000 people.
Yeah.
That's tremendous.
Unbelievable.
I mean, you can't fathom how many.
What'd that smell like?
Oh,
So I remember.
well, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I
well,
remember
how
a story.
quickly
hurricanes
can you-
themselves smell, and let's just say
Well, how
nobody
quickly
dies.
can you pick up 230,000 dead bodies?
There's
Well, I mean, obviously they're spread out
When-
over.
when they
a-
had,
in-
like,
Some are
in-
lost as well, I
in-
imagine.
in- enormously
India,
large
when they had
area.
like the tremendous amount of COVID deaths, which was really crazy. Tremendous amount of COVID deaths. They were like
Really?
like burning them. Remember those
Oh, in India?
incinerators? They weren't incinerators. They were like these fucking open bonfires. They were just
I
like just
know.
dropping them in there.
Yeah, they didn't know where to put them.
And I'm just thinking to myself. I mean, were they really? Did they really die of COVID?
So wow, we're really ending on a very positive, happy.
Yeah,
Yeah, like a funny note. Like a funny note.
Quarter
you know.
million people
Oh hell,
dead.
we're drunk. Dudes
Right.
like us is part 2. What is this? January fucking 11th.
January 11th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
and
look,
next,
guys.
And next week's going to be better. That's going to
This
be
week's gonna
January
be
18th.
fantastic. I'm going.
January 18th. It could be
Dude, I'm going to a playoff game against the San Francisco 49ers. I am fucking pumped up.
Here's what's weird: the Titans aren't playing this weekend,
Yeah.
and I don't know why.
Because they suck.
Yeah. Well,
Is it really?
Yeah,
They
it's
need a
because they
rest.
Oh,
suck.
I'm sorry. They're
They're-
the number one seed
they're
in
like-
the AFC.
they're
and
like
they
the-
have a bye.
they're like the
I
Titans.
pray to
That's
God
They need a
fucking
break.
die.
Oh,
I hope
that's
they
right.
lose.
And guess who's going to be back
Fuck
when
the
they do play?
Titans.
Derrick Henry.
Is he?
Yep.
Is he
Yeah.
at full speed though?
He's been cleared for
Cleared at
practice.
full speed or two different things?
Cleared for practice last
Preston
week.
picked me up a
2 weeks of practice. Full
jersey.
speed. Destroy everyone.
I got
Except the
Diggs.
Bengals.
I got number 7
I hope
Diggs
we play the
jersey.
Bengals. We will crush you like a bug.
Negative.
All right, you guys are a bunch of bonfires. I'm out. It's Dudes Like Us. I'm Sean.
I'm Paul,
And I'm Jeff.
Me
And we're
your
drunk.
flamers.
and we're drunk.
You're a bunch of flamers.
No, you are.
No, you are.
Yeah, negative.
Well, you are.
I think it was the first one that did it.
Yeah.
Blue Note,
Blue Note. It was
followed
good.
by 12-year.
I dig that lava lamp.
Hello.